Our greenhouse gas emissions are down only a slight bit. And much of that can be attributed to offshoring of work that used to happen in Canada. It's a ridiculous equation at the end of the day. What we've accomplished nothing for the world's environment. All we've accomplished is making sure we don't have any economic activity of note in Canada. And there's more misinformation going on here. And I heard a lot of it again today in the House of Commons here. But earlier this week, I had to put up with, two ministers announcing an emissions cap in the oil and gas industry. An emissions cap. How does an emissions cap work? Emissions cap works because you're going to shut down production in Canada. That's the only way. And they've been shown that so many times by industry, by all the scientists involved. If you want to shut in 1 million barrels a day of Canadian oil production, that will be quickly replaced around the world by other suppliers. End of story. Everybody knows that. We are producing some of the most environmentally beneficial barrels of oil for the world economy, particularly for our partners south of the border, here in Canada right now. To penalize one industry for a vanity approach at this point in time and what they think they're doing for the environment, accomplishing nothing but offshoring, then I think that's something that has to be challenged in its utmost. And I will stand up for those people that are adding value throughout the energy supply in Canada, but also for the amount of technology that's being developed that deals with Canadian energy production to make it the most efficient and environmentally friendly oil in the world. That advancement has happened significantly. I need to raise this, Mr. Speaker, because I'm not sure everybody remembers this. Canada is not a cheap place to produce oil. The reason we produce oil in North America, but in Canada in particular, is because of the security involved in making sure we have our energy sources provided here. Otherwise, those energy sources would be supplied by other places around the world where actually oil is much less expensive and much less environmentally friendly, believe it or not. And that energy molecule is still the most important energy molecule in the world. And we continue to kind of move that along so that we've got other sources, because putting all our apples in one basket is not a good strategy. Ensuring we have energy from many sources, oil, natural gas, nuclear, hydro, wind, solar, geothermal, these are all part of our future. But you're not going to end one without punishing Canadians and doing nothing for the environment, because you can't push a transition faster than it moves. That's all there is to it at the end of the day. So I addressed that very clearly. But the other misinformation we talked about here, I saw the Prime Minister stand up in this House at question period today, and I saw him say that he's standing up for Alberta oil workers. And I've never, ever heard such nonsense. This Prime Minister and this government and this front bench are doing everything they can to punish this sector and to try and make it seem like it's the sector that's responsible for the emissions around the world. Yes, CO2 comes from the burning of hydrocarbons. CO2 comes from every human activity. We've got to try and mitigate CO2. We're doing our best. Shutting down Canada is not the solution here in order to accomplish that.